Hey you guys, I'm here today with kind of a warning type video. I'm warning you about the fake pagans and the fake Wiccans. I feel that this video is necessary to make, and we'll probably have many more of the same type of video to kind of decipher who is giving us a further bad name than we already have. First of all, I'm going to start by saying, calling yourself Wiccan or Pagan does not make you Wiccan or Pagan. Being born into a family that is predominantly Wiccan or Pagan also does not make you Wiccan or Pagan. What makes you Wiccan or Pagan is devoting your time into studying what it is, devoting your time into learning the craft, and trying your best to live in the way that the standard that we hold ourselves up to. You know, our read is, "In it harm none, do what you will." You have to try to be peaceful, or if you're not peaceful, if you're like me and you have a bad temper, you just try to be a better person every day, and you respect the earth, and you do all that good stuff. If you want to learn more about being Pagan or Wiccan, you can go look at my videos on my page. But another thing that I'm going to discuss in this video is, in every religion, in every organization, any mass appeal group, there is always going to be that handful of people that are going to ruin the good name for everything. And that happens in every single religion. All the time, ever, no matter what religion it is. It's happened to Christianity. You know, all of the scary movies about Christianity in the South, which is a pity because I live in the South, all the Christianity in the South has something to do with the Bible when they're going to kill a girl or whatever. Wiccan, Pagan, you know, we've been discriminated for centuries. Jewish people have always been, an area of satire. You know, Muslims, you know, have been painted as these terrorists. They're not terrorists, they're actually very peaceful, wonderful people. But it's going to show that just because some of a group act foolishly does not mean that group acts foolishly. That's why whenever you have misconceptions about something, you have to do research to get to the truth. Just like being with Wiccan and Pagan, people see the star and assume I worship the devil. Pagans don't even believe in the devils. Wiccans do not believe in the devil. We don't practice evil things. We don't believe in supreme evil deities. We believe that there is balance in everything. Male, female, light, dark, good, bad, there's a balance. And that goes to show with "In it harm none, do what you will." I'm going to clear up a few things that might come to mind when you hear Wiccan, Pagan, see a pentacle, a triple goddess symbol, you know, like the word sacrifice. We don't sacrifice anything. The only thing we sacrifice is our time studying this complex enigma of what this craft is about. You know, learning the properties of herbs and stones and so on and so forth. So the only thing we sacrifice is our time and our devotion. Now there is like Beltane. On Beltane we do a Wicker Man. Which, God forbid, it is not like the movie, I can assure you. A Wicker Man, basically, with the coven I practiced with this past Beltane, we made a little man made out of popsicle sticks, and we took something dear to us, something that meant something to us, and we put it in the fire. Now, I cut off a big chunk of my hair. My hair is kind of important to me. So in that aspect, you can kind of compare it to the Catholics' Lent. You know, they give up meat, or it's really not just meat, they also have a goal to give up something else. A lot of Catholics I know will give up chocolate or something. We're just giving up a possession, or we'll, you know, from Beltane to Beltane, we'll say, okay, well, I don't know, I'm going to give up watching as much TV as I do, or I'm not going to chew gum anymore, you know, something. It's going to be a little bit more deep than that, but those are examples. So there's no human sacrifice. We do not draw blood. We don't do anything like that. No, we don't sacrifice. Dark Lord. It's another one I've heard by the fake pagans, worshipping the Dark Lord. No. First of all, many pagans see a duality, and they worship a god and a goddess, not just one or the other. Now, there are those pagans who will just worship the goddess or just worship the god, to each their own. With the phrase dark, and it does come up in actual Wiccan and pagan writing, dark literally means dark. In the Wheel of the Year, you can basically cut it in half between, okay, this is fall and winter, and this is spring and summer. Spring and summer is the light half of the year. This is whenever the sun is coming out longer and things are growing. The dark half of the year is whenever it gets to be night quicker, and whenever it's darker outside earlier, and whenever things like trees are going into remission to be reborn in the spring. That is literally what it means by dark. So a dark goddess would be a goddess who presides over winter. A dark god that resides over winter, or something in that affiliation. So if you hear dark god or dark goddess, which many pagans have more sense than just to say the dark goddess, that's what we mean, is by that half of the year. Satan? We don't even believe in Satan. We don't believe a being that is totally 100% evil can exist. Now, you know, some people may debate this. There are some pagans who will practice under a Christian pantheon. And yes, that is possible. I don't care who says otherwise, it is possible. Because when you look at it, there is a Christian pantheon. There is Mary, Jesus, God, there's all the saints. It is very possible. And whether or not they choose to believe, or whether they believe that, you know, the devil is real or that he plays a part, is them. But as for the majority of pagans or Wiccans, we just don't believe in him, so it'd be kind of hard to worship something we don't believe. Hexing or cursing, that's just, if you do that, then you're just not pagan, period. You're not Wiccan, period. Because we have our Wiccan read, and it harm none, do what you will. And we believe in karma. Not only do we believe in karma, but we believe in a threefold law. Meaning whatever karma or whatever energy you put out there is going to come back to you times 3. So if you're doing great things and you're recycling and doing whatever, you're going to have great energy put back to you. But if you're putting curses and hexes on people, what do you think is going to happen? So no, many pagans are not that stupid, and we usually don't use magic unless it's 1000% out of our control. We always try to fix everything with mundane means before we use magic. Everything, if you can fix it yourself without having to use magic, you better get your lazy butt up and do it. Voodoo dolls. Let me clarify something about voodoo. Voodoo is a religion based off of old African culture and and Christian beliefs. It's a mesh pot of African culture and Christian beliefs. Voodoo is not inherently evil. It is not. And the magic practiced by voodoo is not called voodoo. Voodoo is the religious side. Hoodoo is magic, the magic without the religious side of it. Just like Wicca is the religious side and witchcraft is the magic side. Witchcraft doesn't necessarily have anything to do with Wicca. But a voodoo doll, as what it's known for today, is not made to harm someone, generally. I mean, with hoodoo, it doesn't necessarily have morals like voodoo. Voodoo has morals. Hoodoo, you know, I'm not an expert on the topic, but as far as voodoo dolls go, the primary use for voodoo dolls is you make a doll that looks like a person you are trying to help, like a sick person. You would make a doll that resembles them, and you would fill them with herbs or stones that had properties to heal them. It's just like a puppet, basically, a Wiccan puppet. It's not really meant to stick people with a stick pin and then have their legs start bleeding. It's nothing like that. It's for healing purposes. To clarify that. So I hope my video helped you kind of weed out those people who are the fake pagans. They say they worship Satan, or if they say they're going to shoot your neighbor's dog because he won't stop barking, or if they say something evil or terrible, that they're probably not pagan. understand that people have tempers. Got a temper myself, but people who worship the Dark Lord or whatever, what have you, you have to realize they are not true pagans or Wiccans, and they're just making us look bad. So keep your eye open for that, and don't always believe the first thing you see. Thank you, you guys.